Kash is in. Kash is king of the FBI, that is.
Check has been cashed.
Yes.
Bank now.
I'm sure we all know, but let's hear his acceptance speech.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Security mission is equally as important. Anyone that wishes to do harm to our way of life and our citizens here or abroad will face the full wrath of the Department of Justice and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. And if you seek to hide in any corner of this country or any corner of this planet, we will put on the world's largest manhunt and we will find you and we will decide your end state, not you. We will uphold the Constitution. We will uphold ourselves to the Constitution. The men and women at the FBI, I have your back because you have the backs of the American people. Security mission is...
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that powerful language.
know,
yes,
right?
Let's get him.
He's not mincing words there.
It's about time we had an FBI that worked for the people and not for the corrupt bureaucracy.
They've lost credibility. I'll be honest. I was like, scrap the FBI. It's a complete corrupt institution. It's just been like blackmail. And basically, to me, I've looked at it for a long time as just the enforcer for the deep state.
Totally.
Just collecting dirt on everybody, using it against everybody, dragging their feet. I mean, look how long...
Well, you better get ready for that Museum of the Deep State.
Yeah, I can't wait. Let's go. I'm planning our next family vacation.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love it. You know, I mean, originally, like, you know, J. Edgar Hoover had said that Martin Luther King Jr. was the most dangerous man in the country. You know, they'd gone after people like Abby Hoffman, even John Lennon, you know, people that had nothing to do with, you know, any kind of terrorism or anything. And even like Leonard Peltier, I know that one's debatable because there was, you know, weapons involved. But, you know, when they had gone into the reservation and a gunfight had ensued and people died, that should have hurt the credibility of the FBI. Plus, the case that happened was completely botched. If you guys know the details of that, all of that should have destroyed the reputation of the FBI, and it didn't. Well, if you were paying attention, it did. So to see this actually gives me hope in these institutions again.
I know, right? Cleaning up our FBI, like, instead of coming after people like us, they're actually going to go after the bad guys.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
wow. It almost doesn't seem real.
I know. I know, right. I was just talking about this on my Instagram the other day. It's the prayers that I had prayed for so long. I mean, I remember 10 years ago, let's just say, talking to people about this deep state. And they're like,
right?
Okay, buddy, you know, you in this deep state, right? I'm sure, where is the deep state in the room right now? It's like, dude, you guys don't understand. It's like, yeah, this and that. And then if you look at this and that, and now to hear the director of the FBI say, you know, I'm going to turn the head of the FBI headquarters into a museum of the deep state.
Love it.
Like, wow. Like, prayers are answered, guys. God hears our prayers, and it's on God's time, not on ours.
Right.
You know.
So welcome to our show. If you're new, our show is Speak Truth America.
Yeah, I'm Des.
And I'm Serene.
And a show where we are pro-God.
Pro-freedom and pro-truth. We're just a couple of hippie patriots bringing you what the TV can't televise.
That's right. We got producer Brian back there making it all happen.
Yes.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 15.
All right, so... to add on to the amazing news with the FBI, damn Bongino, anyone?
Or as the deep state calls him, damn Bongino.
Good. If the deep state's calling him that, then we know that's good for us.
Right.
So he's going to be second in command, deputy director.
Yep.
He got named just a couple days after. So amazing. Like him and Kash working together hand in hand. We both know that they are true ultra MAGA. So that's going to be, woo! They're going to bring the hammer down.
That's right. Badges, they don't need no stinking badges. They're going to do it. Let's see what Bongino had to say.
Yeah, roll it.
He's quite the man of words.
But I am going in this clear-eyed. Vision of President Trump, Attorney General Bondi, and Director Patel. I'm going to do my job to implement that vision. I can tell you right now, we are going to try our best. Every single thing I have in me, every single strand of DNA cell in my body is going to be dedicated towards keeping this homeland safe, no matter what.
Yes.
No matter what. That's my job. We're going to reestablish faith in this institution. It's the good people there doing their job, hitting the streets, developing sources. We'll have your back. We are going to reestablish faith in this institution. The FBI belongs to the American people. Doesn't belong to me. Doesn't belong to anyone else but the American people. But this is the honor of a lifetime, and it's a serious mission. And I plan on implementing that vision Folks, there are a small number of people out there in the country right now dedicated to doing really bad things. It's not the overwhelming majority of Americans are patriots that love this country and love their family. They love their jobs. They go to work every day. But there are a small number of really bad people out there who are planning on really bad things, from terrorists to narco traffickers, child sex rings, gang members. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to rest easy until we find as many of you as we can. Don't sleep. No, after today. That's my mission. Folks, of course, the Constitution matters. We're going to get back to the four corners of that document that guide us all as well. And I think you know from my history of covering content here that the primacy of that is really important. You understand that? It is the one thing that dictates all the rest of your actions, and that's the Constitution.
Ooh, wow. Anybody else about to cry right now?
I know. I was just going to say, either he is an incredible actor, needs to be nominated for the best acting ability, or he's just so sincere and legit, and you can feel it. And
all of these picks from Trump have just been such sincere, genuine people that want to help restore our nation and weed out corruption and give our country, our government back to the people where it belongs.
Yeah, that's the kind of speech, that's the kind of talk that if you're in that field, it makes you go, I mean, it would make me go, I'll fight with that guy. I would stand with that guy. You know, I will get behind that guy. That is what's up. That is a leader. I will follow that leader, you know.
Right.
That's, you know, that's the kind of things you want to hear. That's passion. That's real passion. And he's not putting on a big show. You can tell, like, he's really sincere about what he's saying. And you guys got to put in perspective. He's got what? Millions of followers. Right. I mean, you could probably look up what he's making on his show actively every day, every time. He's going to give up that show, right? People have already started going from his show to Jeremy's show on Rumble. Shout out to Jeremy Harrell and the LFA team. Yeah, love you guys. They're already going over there because Bongino's taking this obviously more serious than money.
Yeah,
and that shows that he's paying the cost to serve his country.
Exactly.
That's incredible. How many people are going to say, everybody part of the MAGA movement?
Right. Who's going to give up money for
that much? You know, it's no small, you know, chump change. They're making good money.
Well, it shows you that they're true blue. Like, they have been in this fight for a really long time, and they want to do whatever they can. Wherever they're called to serve is where they're going to serve.
That's right. And I'm everybody a part of this movement. This is what makes it so amazing, so beautiful, so authentic. And I know you guys know too, you know, throw it in the comments if you've paid a price, because everybody has paid a price. We've all paid a price. FBI's been at our door,
right?
You know, how many friends and job opportunities and things have we all lost to show our support for what we care about?
Exactly.
You have to pay a cost to be the boss. And it shows that you've paid into this, just like paying for this country. It's been paid for in blood, and we need to honor that blood, and we need to honor this country.
Right.
And God bless them, and say a prayer for them, guys. They need all the prayers they can get, because they have got targets on their backs.
I know, right? Oh, these are the heroes that we're going to read about in history books years from now.
That's right. Absolutely.
Our children and our children's children will read about these people that we're seeing come up to the plate right now.
I know. It's beautiful. Amen.
Can you believe we're a part of this?
That's the most exciting time to be alive now, right?
It's amazing.
You know, it's never been so amazing.
So something I really hope that they investigate and go after, look into, is a story that many people actually aren't even covering.
That's right. I think Jeremy, we just mentioned on LFA, was one of the first people talking about this.
He covered it a while ago. And then Andy No was the original.
I believe he was the original journalist
talking about it, exposing this. But have you guys heard of a vegan trans cult? Okay, I know. It sounds like a movie, right? And it's funny because they call us the MAGA cult. So, like, this is our opposite.
Right, guys. How many times have you been called, you're in a cult, accused of, okay, you guys are in a cult. You're in a cult.
Except there's not, like, MAGA people out there hunting people down and killing them. Like, this vegan trans cult.
Yeah, I mean, if you know anything about that, put it in the comments. Tell us, because I've never heard of a MAGA cult.
Yeah, and if that is a thing, we will call them out too.
Right, yeah, exactly. And the FBI should go after them too.
Yeah, it would be all over the news if that were a thing.
Right.
But if you guys haven't heard of this, you guys need to look into this story. Like we said, very little people are talking about it, but it is crazy what's going on.
They killed a border patrol agent.
They did. They killed a border patrol agent.
Cold blood.
They've killed, I think, at least 2 people that I know about.
There's a string of deaths. There's, I think, a body count of at least 4.
Yeah. Anyways, check this out because this is
Check it
just
out,
crazy.
guys. Check it and tell people about it too.
It's like, are we in the Twilight Zone?
How is it that nobody is
This
talking
guy's not
about
in the
Hey,
cult.
it's you.
Check it out.
Investigators now believe that deadly shooting could be the latest in a spree of other killings around the country linked to a radical death cult known as the Zizians.
Following breaking news tonight in Vermont, a Border Patrol agent has been shot and killed near the Canadian border on I-91 in Coventry.
This murder took place on Inauguration Day last month at the Vermont-Canada border, and a suspect named Teresa Youngblood is in custody. A few days before the shooting, Youngblood's partner, Maximilian Snyder, was implicated in a murder in Vallejo, California, involving their landlord. And 2 years before these murders was a double homicide of a wealthy elderly couple in eastern Pennsylvania. The victims of this murder were the parents of Michelle Zacco, also a follower of Ziz, who allegedly bought the guns used in the Vermont shooting. In 2019, 4 protesters wearing black robes and Guy Fawkes masks were arrested in Berkeley, California. They were members of a cult of transgender computer scientists who followed a leader named Ziz. 5 years later, they'd all either be dead or persons of interest in a string of murders across the country.
Okay, seriously, is it straight out of a movie or what?
Right, crazy. And you
Cult
don't.
leader Ziz?
They jet like this has
Youngblood?
been going on for since 2019. They're not talking about it. They did catch the guy, the Ziz guy, apparently.
And one of them actually got killed in, return fire.
So there's more to the story, but that's just a general synopsis. Well, I'll put in the link in the description of who put that together to just quickly give you the rundown of what was happening.
Right.
there.
And if this is what they mean by transphobia, then I guess we have transphobia because that's scary.
Yeah.
A trans cult coming after you, like that's pretty scary.
Well, it's crazy. Well, it's you guys have probably heard about this cute winter boots thing, the calls to action to
Tell us
violence.
about what's cute winter boots.
So supposedly cute winter boots has been a hashtag or some way that
Like a
liberals,
code word?
leftists have been using as a code word, supposedly for a meetup to maybe get what's being surmised as being guns, like about unmarked guns, so that they can start using violence. And just think of that as in general. If there was anything that had that associated with MAGA, this would be blasted everywhere. Which is another reason why the FBI has lost complete credibility, because stuff like this is not equal. Remember, they were going after people praying in front of abortion clinics, just praying, just silently praying, throwing them in jail and prison. Right. They're going after school board meetings, right? People's parents, parents,
moms and dads from school board meetings for complaining about the books and the CRT and all the things being taught in schools.
Labeled as domestic terrorists, so you could see that, like I said, showing up at our door, knocking on our door. If anybody was at J6, that is where they lost their credibility. So stuff like this has been silent, has been apparently, like Lady Gaga said, well, trans people are not invisible. Well, apparently they are if you're in a cult and it makes them look bad.
Right.
And this isn't just to say go after them. Everybody who does this is a terrorist or bad. I'm not calling for violence on them at all.
No, but I want to hear the left calling these people out because they protect trans people at all costs, even if they murder people. And that is where we totally draw the line.
Right. Remember,
like, that is not okay.
And
they need to be calling them out too.
100%. Exactly. And remember the trans shooter with the manifesto that we still haven't got. Come on, FBI never released that,
And then the other shooter that was like a non-binary. Like, why is there a theme with this?
Right.
Like, just somebody answer that question.
And even the assassination attempt on Trump. Same thing there. There was he had some kind of non-binary thing going on. They don't show you that. The FBI hasn't released any of that. And again, we got to be careful because it's not like this is a call to violence or a call to, don't go harass your local trans person or something like that. We're not calling for violence or anything.
No, but maybe ask them if they've heard of Ziz and this trans cult and see what their reaction is to it.
Yeah, like you said, you nailed it. Like, just call them out and say that this isn't right, guys. Everybody needs to be calling this out, whether it's MAGA or a trans vegan cult. that's needs to be condemned.
Absolutely. And investigated.
And investigated. Yeah, 100%. Another thing they're not investigating, right? These J6ers and J6, right?
Right. They are definitely going to be investigating J6, and it's not going to be some fake committee tampering with evidence and all of this kind of stuff. It's going to be a real investigation, and these people's names are going to be cleared once and for all because people are targeting J6ers now because they don't like that they're pardoned. They call them, insurrectionists or whatever they want to say. And even our own Republican Party. That's what is so disappointing. If you guys have seen the whole thing that happened at CPAC, there was a bunch of J6ers that were kicked out, no reasons given. They were let back in and then they were kicked out again. And Jake Lang, one of the most famous J6ers, I'm sure you guys have seen him online.
Awesome guy.
He live streamed his whole interaction with them. So he got approved, got credentials. He got approved to have a booth. He paid for the booth, a J6 booth at CPAC. He bought 22 other J6ers tickets, flew them out so that they could attend CPAC. And then after Bannon got his moment with them on stage and CPAC made it seem like, oh, everybody, we love J6ers. They proceeded to kick them out with zero reason given. And we still don't know to this day, why they were kicked out.
There's some dark trail of money, and it goes back. The rhinos didn't just evaporate, guys. That whole source of money and power and influence that has been behind the Rhino Republican Party is still there, guys. They're in the shadows. They know that they've got to be more secretive now. And it's the same people who've been backing all the people who've been trying to destroy America.
They're the wolves in sheep's clothing that we have to look out for. They're more dangerous than Democrats because they try to blend in with us.
That's right. Exactly.
But let's roll that video of Jake because this is just wild.
Not enough people are talking about this.
Yeah.
Cannot come in and say the booth is fine.
Hey guys, right now, my name's Jake Lang. This is Cynthia from CPAC. She's one of the managers here. They're telling me right now I am not allowed to stay at CPAC. They are kicking January 6ers out of CPAC live. We are right now live on the Gateway Pundit on Blessed News. This is Cynthia right here. This woman is telling me that my credentials have been removed. I did 900 days of solitary confinement. I was just released from the DC Gulag 29 days ago with a presidential pardon.
Excuse me.
And you're removing my credentials from CPAC. After I just bought a booth, 22 tickets I bought for all my Jan 6 brothers. This is abhorrent. This is horrible. We should not be being treated like this.
This is the people, guys.
This is horrible.
This is
Jan
us.
6ers are being kicked out of CPAC with no explanation, no reason. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars to fly Jan 6ers, destitute people across the country to be here. How can
Sir, I'm just talking to you. I'm not talking about
if you guys need to put your hands on me or get the police here, but we are live right now with thousands of people watching. Why am I being kicked out of CPAC? Why have my credentials been removed?
CPAC just decided that they don't want you here for whatever reason.
Okay.
If you want to contact CPAC via email or phone, you can do so.
Who has made that decision, and why aren't they here telling me exactly why my credentials
You're
have
the
been?
person that is in charge of letting you know. This is, and I have not said anybody else cannot be letting you know that we do not have our credentials for you today. So
Okay.
I have told you.
Why? Why did my credentials get
I'm
removed?
telling you what I can tell you, and I'm telling you that I do not have a credential for you today, and I appreciate you coming. And again, your booth is welcome to your staff.
The J6 booth is welcome to stay, but my credentials have been removed for no explanation. Security's here ready to physically remove me from the venue.
Take this up with you post-event. We're in the middle of getting us set.
No, this is ridiculous. I mean, if the police want to come and give me a ticket for trespassing, we could do a trespass, an official trespass, but I don't feel like getting assaulted by these random men right here. And so when the police come, I've dealt with the police for 4 years. I can talk to them, and if they would like to trespass me live in front of, the Gateway Pundit audience here and all the people that are watching live, then we can do that. But as of right now, I'm going to hold my ground like I did for 1,467 days.
Yes.
Never compromised, never took a plea deal. CPAC should be ashamed of themselves. This
Yep.
is horrible treatment. Horrible.
Right. You ain't backing someone who did days and weeks, months in solitary. You're not backing that person.
That just infuriates me.
Right? How do you not watch
And
that?
there's another video too.
Those
I
would
don't
be-
think we have it right now, but of other J6ers also being kicked out. They were actually physically escorted out by those men that you saw. And you can see them through the window and everything like that. So I know she said, it's not other J6ers, it's just you. No, it was other J6ers.
That's a lie. They're liars, guys. The CPAC, we need to ditch CPAC, guys.
Ditch CPAC.
These are the old Republicans still trying to, they're the deep state, right? That's the deep state. It's not like, oh, well, they're Republicans, we got rid of them all. Like, no. CPAC and the source of their money, which we'll probably do an episode about where this money is coming in from. And a lot of people are starting to raise awareness of where these PACs, right? That's what the PAC's all about, so that it conceals the source of where this money's coming from.
Right.
We need to get this out of our politics. This is the cancer that has been destroying the country from within and the party.
Yeah.
These people are
and
not
I know
our
some of
friends.
you out there are going to get all offended because you love CPAC and you watched it and you loved all the speeches and all that. It's not to say that everyone at CPAC is a rhino. There was a lot of true MAGA there.
Right. I'm not saying Steve Bannon and all
but
these
the people that own it and run it and make these kinds of decisions, they're the rhinos. And I don't know why, like Bannon or Trump or any of these other like people, why they don't know that, or maybe they do. This was just a good way for them to, you know, be seen.
Well, even like Fox is the same thing. Like they're not talking about what's this recent story with James O'Keefe. They're not talking about Karen Bass and that leaked phone call. Right? They've shown this leaked phone call. We're saying stuff like, it's all like a cryptic conversation with someone saying like, it'll all make sense. Read between the lines. And Fox won't touch it. They won't touch the story. Why? Because these people, here's the difference. Just so that everybody knows. CPAC, Fox, they're not MAGA. And they are not pro-America. They're just riding MAGA. They're just using MAGA. Just the way the Democrats aren't about minorities. They just use minorities.
Right.
And that's exactly what they're doing with the conservative movement. They're not our friends. They're that person that hangs around. Hey, I'm your buddy.
Like your friend.
Yeah, act like your friend in high school. And as soon as they can, they'll stab you in the back for whatever opportunity.
Right.
They're just trying to take advantage of us, guys. So
yeah. So let's create a new event. We don't need CPAC. We really don't. And yeah, go look into that more if you are interested. But we want to leave you with some good news. Everybody knows Joyless Reed, right?
Yep.
Well, she got fired. You're fired. And she just doesn't understand why, and she's very sad about it. Obviously, anybody would be, but
my show was.
We got to roll this because not to laugh at someone crying, but the amount of division that this woman has caused and stoked the fires of racism for years, like. This was a long time coming for her.
Yeah, let's roll this.
Roll it.
My show had value, and that I'm sorry.
Negative value.
That what I was doing had value, and in the end, I'm sorry. I try not to cry on TV,
and I'm trying not to laugh.
TV, so I apologize. And that it mattered. I see Karen is there, and she's been texting me as well. And so what I will just say is that in the end, thank you. Where I land is that the moment of guilt that I felt, that I went hard on so many issues, whether it was the Black Lives Matter issues of a young baby or a mom or a dad that was killed, or when we opened up people's eyes to the fact that Asian Americans were being targeted, and not just Black folks, or went hard for immigrants who've done nothing but come to this country, like my parents.
I'm sorry. Did she say Karen? That's the real life Karen.
She's talked a lot of crap about Karen's too. It's very interesting.
Oh my gosh, she's so funny.
You know, she talks about value, and it's just like, you brought negative value.
Yeah.
It's like my show, I inspired so much racism and I twisted up so many Democrats.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was making people mad every night.
I did what they told me to do.
Right. And I just, like, her thing, I just don't ever understand. It's like she's so critical of white people or whatever, the white man or this or that. It's like, I didn't know MSNBC was owned by all black people. Like,
I know,
who do
right?
you think's paying her?
She like hates Trump so much, but there was a minute there that she had Trump's hair.
Oh, yeah, I love
Literally.
when, yeah, I just think that's so crazy that she would go up there and just push this racism just day in, day out.
Totally.
And just twist people up.
Well, another one bites the dust, so we don't got to worry about her anymore.
She's gone, right? I mean, well, hopefully she's gone. At least they don't give her a spotlight anymore, but.
I know, right? Well, that was good news for today, too.
Yeah, that's
so
good news. At least there's some good news.
Keep the good news coming. But for today, that's going to do it for us today. If you guys like today's episode, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. And remember that we are all here for a reason, to create a better, more truthful world together. So always seek the truth and always speak the truth, even if your voice shakes.
That's right, guys. Stay powered up in the armor of God, because it's only through our Father in heaven that we can do all things.
Amen. All right. God bless you
Praise
guys.
Jesus. God bless.